Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a brand new edition of Big Time Sports. My name's Joe Dunn. Hopefully you'll stay with us for the next 25 minutes as we talk high school basketball all over Stark County. If you were with us a few weeks ago, I announced our Super 6 high school basketball teams in Stark County all over Greater Akron. We can throw that away. If you have been noticing the scores in the last week or so, there is not a dominant team in Stark County right now. There's probably 6 or 7 teams that are very close. In fact, as far as Stark County high school basketball, this is probably the closest as far as teams that can win on any given night that we've had in a long time, which means once you get into the sectional and district tournament, it's everybody up for grabs. I don't think there's a team you can really point at and say they've got a great chance to get down to Dayton for a state championship or advance to the regional. That may change, but right now, everybody's beating everybody else. So it's a great time to be a high school basketball fan here in Stark County. Right now, let's check some of the scores from last week and give you a comment on who we think are really playing good basketball. How about McKinley over Jackson, 71-49. The Polar Bears, one of the youngest teams in Stark County, starting a couple freshmen. They're going to be good by the end of the year, but right now they could not handle McKinley as the Pups win that one 71-49. Louisville, a Saturday night home win over Barberton, 47-41. Hoover, 63, Perry, 37. Glen Oak in a close game against Central Catholic, 65-62. And what was the best game in Stark County last week? How about Massillon over Alliance, 81-77. That went into overtime. And Northwest continues to be the best team in the pack. They beat Canton South, 52-38. Our Big Time Sports game of the week, I'll be over at, what's it going to be, North Canton High School, right? That's going to be a great game between Jackson and Hoover. Hoover right now, one of the better teams in the league. I'll be over there with Mike Galena, game you can watch right here on Big Time Sports Friday night at 11 o'clock, Saturday morning at 9, our Big Time Sports game of the week, Jackson at Hoover. In addition to that Jackson-Hoover game, some of the other big games around the area, how about Lake at McKinley? Glen Oak will be at Perry to take on the Panthers. Alliance at Salem to meet the Quakers. Warren JFK at Central Catholic. Louisville at Canfield. Tuslaw at Northwest. Ashland at Massillon. That will be a Saturday night game in Tigertown. Hey, something we forgot to mention last week. Congratulations to Canton Central Catholic head basketball coach Matt Creamer for winning his 500th game as a head basketball coach in the state of Ohio. He's been the head coach at Lafayette Allen East, Streetsboro, Lima, Massillon, and currently the head basketball coach at Canton Central Catholic. Congratulations to Matt Creamer. He's done a great job. In fact, Canton Central Catholic and head coach Matt Creamer going to be our guest next week right here on Big Time Sports. We're going to take a break, come back, and continue to talk high school basketball all over the area right after this timeout.
Thinking about selling your car? Make it fun at Ferris Chevy Toyota. We buy all cars, any truck, any SUV, and we pay top dollar, even if you don't buy from us. It's fast, easy, and yes, car buying is fun at Ferris. Visit us on the Wabash in New Philadelphia or start online at ferrischevytoyota.com. Ferris Chevy Toyota on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
You're only as good as your people. And what we've done here is that we've created a culture where people flourish.
We don't want it to be a transaction. We want it to be something where there's a consultative approach, a relationship that allows us to really, one, ensure our customer the right way, but then two, to let them understand the value of getting to work with us.
It's an extreme amount of satisfaction for this team that we have right now. We've developed a team that is solely based on relationships.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Matt.
And we're West End Pizzeria. Here, every pizza starts by hand. Fresh dough, real cheese, and toppings piled high the way you like them. It's not just dinner, it's that warm hometown flavor that keeps friends and families coming back. Dine in, carry out, or grab a slice on your way home. West End Pizzeria, located at 130 West Lisbon Street in Waynesburg, Ohio. We'll save you a slice.
Okay, welcome back to the weekly edition of Big Time Sports. As we said, our featured team this week, the Knights of St. Thomas Aquinas, and veteran coach Scott Giammarco is here. Coach, welcome to the program. We were kind of reminiscing before the program started. Your 8th year out of Aquinas. I thought it maybe had been 7, 8 years, but you came from assistant coaching job at McKinley, have been at Aquinas, and kind of update fans on what's happening right now. What are you doing well, and what have you got to get better at during the course of the season?
Well, we're a young team. Really have one guy who played just varsity last year, so we're sort of replenishing our roster, and that young man who Kaishan Johnson, he hasn't played all year because of a broken foot. So, we're playing with a whole new varsity team, and there's a learning curve there, and so the kids are they're bought in and they're doing a great job. It's just getting shots to fall. And they're learning the intricacies and the nuances of the game. Like, there's a method to the madness, and you got to focus on certain things. And as you look at the stat sheet and look at, how we score and how other teams score, and the rebounding margins and the turnover margins and the field goal margins and all that kind of stuff, those are the things they're learning. And really how to, strategize and attack an opponent. So, like I said, it's a learning curve. We're competing hard. The effort's never an issue. It's just executing and making sure that we're paying attention to the right things.
I would guess with a young group this early in the season, you hopefully to bring them along and play their best basketball in February, make a little tournament run. Absolutely,
that's the plan. We talk about, it's a journey. It's a journey. It's there's no such thing as a finished product in the middle of December or January. We're always evolving. We're always trying to level up, and we talk about getting better, just 1% every day, and we're doing that. We're doing that, but it's not shown in our record right now, and that's for a young person that's sometimes hard to process, because we, today's generation, they're very they want immediate results. And right now it's a process, and we got to trust the process. They're doing the right things, but eventually it's all going to come together, and we're going to catch up to those teams that maybe we were a little bit behind at the start of the year, and we'll definitely be a threat come tournament time.
I would guess one of the advantages and one of the fun parts of coaching a young group and watching these young guys develop into players as you move along into the season.
Absolutely. The growing pains are sometimes difficult, but as like you said, I've been doing this 24 years, and it's sub capacity, and you have to understand that you got to see the game through the eyes of young people. You got to be patient, you got to be empathetic, but you also got to be firm and make them accountable, and so it's a balancing act every day. And they're bought in, though. I got a really good group of young men. They listen well. They wanna be coachable. Yeah,
I noticed the Portage Trail Conference is making all sorts of changes. I'm not even sure. I looked, and I think there's 4 teams in the conference, and maybe that doesn't even exist anymore. Tell us how you, as an independent, how you schedule, and is there a chance to get into a league? Because I know the Portage Trail Conference is reforming in Portage County.
Yeah, the conference, with Rootstown and Ravenna Southeast leaving, the league sort of dissolved.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and Mogador is going into another league, I believe, next year or the year after.
Right.
And so really what we've done, it was a gentleman's agreement. We're going to agree to play each other twice, but there's not a formal league, that's established. So we still play Mogador twice, Lake Center twice, JFK twice. But yeah, so that puts a strain on scheduling, because you got to schedule 22 games.
22 games, right.
And you want to, and that can be good and bad, right? The bad is you got to go find a lot of games, right? There's only so many built in, but then the good is you can balance your schedule the way you want.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't do a very good job this year, because I put some teams on there that
I noticed your schedule's pretty challenging.
We're pretty loaded, the schedule, and so I tell the kids, that's an opportunity to level up and embrace the opportunity, because it's a challenge, and we only grow when we disturb our comfort zones.
Exactly.
And so, like last night, we played Youngstown Cheney, and
really good team.
Yeah,
a lot of good things about them.
Yeah, they are a legit team to make a run at the Final Four in their division. They beat St. V the other night. They played Hoban right up to the last couple possessions, and so we were outmanned a little bit. They were big. We were sick a little bit, so we weren't 100%. And but our guys fought. But those are opportunities where we can like I said, step out of our comfort zone. Go embrace the challenge, and when it's all done, you've grown a little bit. Yeah. You've gotten a little tougher, and that's sort of the message we try to feed them, and as well as let's find some small victories within the game itself. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mentioned before we came on the air that a couple of years ago I was out and watched your rivalry game with Central Catholic. A lot of people don't realize what an intense rivalry that is. People. Footballers McKinley, Massillon have a great rivalry in Jackson and Hoover, but your rivalry with Central Catholic is special. Yeah, it's like I said, it's been there since 1964. Is that when it started? Yeah, I played right around 64, okay. 65. So that rivalry's sacred. Our kids understand it's our rival. They still look at us as the rival. They've had our number for quite a few years, and our goal this year is to go over there and be who we are, and we do the right things and play hard and play smart, play together. We have just as good a shot as anybody. Talk about some of the young players in the program. You mentioned it's a young group. As you take a look at next year and the year after, are you excited about the future of the program, some of the young kids that are coming up? Oh, for sure. 9 of our top 10 kids are all back. So we're developing depth. We're developing some players who don't have a ton of basketball playing experience. Yeah. They're athletic, they're quick, they're catching on, but the nuances of the game and positioning on defense and just situational stuff, there's a learning curve there. And so along the way, there's growing pains, and sometimes those growing pains manifest themselves in the game itself. Sure. Okay, and so sometimes it's like, boy, these guys don't look like they're coached real well, but that's part of the growing process. Yeah. And but I am very excited. We have 2 seniors this year, and they're both wonderful young men. And so I'm really hesitant to talk past this year, because I really think that we can do some good things as we get onto the back end of our schedule. Yeah. I have a kid who leads as well as anybody, Azir Lipkins. He's a senior. He leads as well as anybody I've had in 8 years. He's vocal. He's dynamic. He can play different positions. He handles the ball. He can, he's 5'7", 5'8", and he'll play the forward spot for you. He just never stops. He's got a motor, and so we want to make sure that he's having a great experience, sure. and send him out on his senior year, reaching our maximum potential. Sure. We have another young man, Bryce Ballard, who's a senior. He tore his ACL in the summertime, and so he hasn't been able to play. So we're actually down a starter with him. And then Kaishan Johnson, he's a 6'5" forward. He's broken his foot. He's tried to play a little bit, but he's not 100%. Yeah. And so we've got some really good young guys coming with Jordan Jones. He's our point guard. He leads as well. He's another guy that has a motor that just doesn't stop competing. And Daryl Owens, he's 6'4", 6'5" forward, who's really come on for us as well. He gives us a nice inside presence. Has been scoring quite a bit for us. And so we're sort of reinventing ourselves here this year, and we're having a fun time doing it. It doesn't always show in the scoreboard, but any coach that's been in this profession, for a long time, you're going to have years like this. Exactly. Where you have to regroup and rebuild, and we're doing it with the right guys. People are watching this program on Thursday night or Saturday morning. You have already played, I think, Warren JFK. You got a game with them, I think, Thursday night. Yes. You already beaten them once, I think. Yep. So tell us about that game and the expectations. Well, us and JFK, I would say, is another rivalry in terms of maybe not so much the fan bases, because we're an hour apart. But sure. When we go over there, there's always a big crowd, and us and JFK always have close games. Yeah. We have a good relationship with JFK. They're within our Youngstown diocese. Sure. So we've always had a good relationship with them. But when we play them in basketball, it's always a hard-fought, physical game. And we got to go over there tomorrow night on a Thursday, their senior night, and we got to lay it on the line.
Exactly. Tell us about your coaching staff too before we meet some of your players, some of the guys that work with you every day in the coaching staff.
Well, my JV coach and varsity assistant is Todd Van Reef. Todd Van Reef, if you've been in this profession,
long time.
Long time. He knows what he's doing. He's had a couple runs with his own teams to the state Final Four and regional finals many times. He's a wealth of knowledge. You know, he's you know, it's good because we're both different. You know, he's not afraid to be the bad guy, and when he's the bad guy, I can be a good guy, and vice versa. He's been very, very helpful. Okay, and really adding a lot of energy to the program.
Well, you brought two players with you tonight, and why don't you tell us about these two guys, what they mean to your team this year?
Well, like I said, our first guy here, a senior, Azir Lipkins. He's a young man who played JV last year as a junior and sort of cut his teeth down there a little bit and got a lot of experience. And then this year, you know, he stepped right into a starting role. Not only a starting role, but a role where he's probably playing 28 minutes a game. You know, he's hard to take off the floor because he brings a level of energy and leadership. And so when he's not on the floor, I feel like we're missing something.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's valuable. You know, it doesn't necessarily show, you know, he's a really, he can score the ball, he can shoot it. He's been struggling a little bit there, and I believe that, you know, that's going to come because he has the ability to score. I think he's, but he checks so many positive boxes that he's hard to take off the floor. And then Jordan Jones, our point guard, who is really evolving into a nice varsity player. You know, he's defending well. His defense has gotten much better. He's shooting the ball well. You know, he can score from mid-range. He can get to the basket a little bit. He can shoot the three ball. But mostly he just never stops. He wants to win. He plays with a real high level of competitive fire. And so these two guys are sort of our leaders.
Gotcha. Well, Coach, stay put. We're going to take a break and start meeting these two young men that talk St. Thomas Aquinas basketball. They're looking forward to the rest of the season, so don't go away. We're back after this timeout.
Thinking about selling your car? Make it fun at Ferris Chevy Toyota. We buy all cars, any truck, any SUV, and we pay top dollar, even if you don't buy from us. It's fast, easy, and yes, car buying is fun at Ferris. Visit us on the Wabash in New Philadelphia or start online at ferrischevytoyota.com. Ferris Chevy Toyota on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
Altman is here for you, in your community, because you matter. We're proud to be the area's first and only independent health system. We are one team, joined together and committed to one mission, to lead our community to improved health. And we've always been here, dedicated to providing you with the very best in care, wellness, education, insurance, and more. For your community and for your family, Altman is always here for you.
Scammers are always looking for their next target, but you don't have to be one of them. With BBB Scam Tracker, powered by the Better Business Bureau, in partnership with Amazon and Capital One, you can easily report and look up scams, and it's free to use. Learn about scams, get tips on how to avoid them, sign up for alerts, and more. Visit bbb.org/scamtracker and help put scammers out of business.
Okay, welcome back to Big Time Sports as we continue our conversation with St. Thomas Aquinas head coach Scott Giammarco. He's been kind enough to bring two of his outstanding players with him tonight. And Coach, you got a good one right here. Why don't you introduce him?
Yeah, this is Jordan Jones. He's a junior. Last year he played sort of split minutes varsity JV, and this year he has stepped into a full-time varsity role and also a team leader. Yeah. And so, you know, I'm very excited for him as a young man, as for his opportunity this year to go out and compete and represent his school, his family, but also I'm excited for the growth that he's making as a basketball player and as a young man.
Well, welcome to the program. Let's go all the way back to when it started for you. Obviously, you love the sport of basketball. Can you remember the first time somebody put a basketball in your hands and you said, I want to learn how to play this game? Take us all the way back to how that began.
Yes, sir. I was just 1 year old, and I had a little Tykes basketball hoop in my living room. and it all started. I found the ball and I just started shooting.
And you just fell in love with the game.
Yes,
did
sir.
you start watching it on the television, or did you take it out in the parking lot or on the playground, or how did you first get that ball in the hoop?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. That's kind of the reason I was born. LeBron hit a game-winning shot. My mom jumped up, and then, yeah, the rest is history.
Well, tell us about your progress as a basketball player. Obviously, you're a lot better now than you were then, but tell us about the progression of you of a basketball player, the things you got better at, and what do you have to get better at right now to continue the climb?
I would say, as of right now, still being a young guy, I got to get better as a leader, leading by example, and stuff like that. And, yeah.
What about the defensive end? A lot of guys we have on the program, they love to play that defense. They take pride in stopping guys. Is that a part of the game you like? And how intense do you get? Do you have to change when you go on the court? You look like you're a happy-go-lucky guy, smiling a lot. Do you have to change when you get on the court to get in that defensive stance or not?
Yes, sir. It just takes a lot of heart. You know, we have to switch every guy has to switch their motor before the game and really lock in and visualize themselves doing what they know they can do on the court.
Yeah, talking about the mental part of the game, you know, usually you're going to play a game on a Tuesday or Friday night, maybe a Saturday night. When do you start actually visualizing what you want to do on the court? When does that kick in? As soon as you get to school, or a couple days before, during the practice, or when does that kick in for you?
I would say for me personally, at the end of every practice, I go home, go through all that, and I just sit in my bed and just close my eyes and visualize myself in the game.
Well, what about your future as a basketball player or as a student? What would you like to do after you leave Aquinas?
I would like to continue my basketball career with hopes of hopefully playing collegiate basketball.
I'll tell you, that's a goal for a lot of young men. Best of luck to you.
Yes, sir.
What about your course of study? You can't play basketball your whole life. There's something you'd like to do after that last dribble or not?
I would like to get in the medical field probably.
Great. I'll tell you, Coach, you got a young man here that has a lot of potential on and off the court, and I know you're proud of him.
Oh, absolutely. Just watching him grow as a young man over the last year has been it's been one of the bright spots in terms of you know being in the position that I'm in.
Exactly. Well, thanks for coming over tonight. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, we're going to take another break. Another young man. I can't wait to get up here and talk some basketball right after this.
Thinking about selling your car? Make it fun at Ferris Chevy Toyota. We buy all cars, any truck, any SUV, and we pay top dollar, even if you don't buy from us. It's fast, easy, and yes, car buying is fun at Ferris. Visit us on the Wabash in New Philadelphia or start online at ferrischevytoyota.com. Ferris Chevy Toyota on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
With Bell Store's Bell Buddy Rewards, you save in-store and at the pump. New members receive 20 cents off per gallon as a welcome gift. Everyday savings are made easy. Instantly enjoy 3 cents off per gallon just for being a member. When you spend $25 in store, unlock an extra 5 cents off per gallon on your next fill-up. Buy 5, get 1 free. Track your drinks and earn free coffee, fountain, icy, and espresso with Drink Clubs. So start saving today. Download the Bell Stores app and sign up for Bell Buddy Rewards.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything was easy? Primetime Health Plan is easy to choose and easy to use. That's why we've had the highest customer service rating for 10 straight years. Call 330-363-7407 to get all the benefits you deserve. Medicare made easy with Primetime Health Plan. Primetime Health Plan is an HMO POS plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Primetime Health Plan depends on contract renewal. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system.
Well, if you're a St. Thomas Aquinas basketball fan, you have come to the right place. Head coach Scott Giamarco was here talking about his program, and he's brought 2 outstanding young men with him. We've already met one. We've got another one, Coach, and why don't you do the honors and introduce this young guy?
This is our senior leader here, Azir Lipkins. You know, Azir can play a lot of different positions. First of all, he's very intelligent, so he picks things up off the rip right away. So that in and of itself is valuable. You know, I can put him at the point guard spot if I need to. I can put him at the 2. If I got to say, hey, go be big and play a 4, he's probably our best screener on the team. and he understands the value of screening. He's one of our best communicators. He talks nonstop defensively. He talks on the offensive end. And, you know, he does something else that a lot of young people at this age struggle with, and that is holding his teammates accountable. He's not afraid to get vocal with his teammates and tell them, hey, you know, let's go, pick it up and get where you need to be. And he understands the entire game. He has a really good basketball IQ, and like I said, he communicates very well. So we'll let him talk a little bit.
There you go. Well, welcome to the program. It sounds like you are a student of the game. You understand the entire program. And tell us where that knowledge came from. Is it coming as watching or learning, good coaching, playing yourself? Where does that knowledge of the game come from?
Probably whenever I started watching basketball, like I wanted to understand like how they were getting to the place they were getting, like not just who was the best player. Like I like the inners of the game, like the zone defenses they were running. I really like college basketball, so I mean it could grow your IQ from watching college basketball alone.
Sure.
So.
It sounds like you want to make basketball a big part of your life even after high school. Is coaching something you thought about doing, or in the back of your mind, or not?
It is a little bit. I mean, I don't know how much money is in coaching, but
not a lot.
There's some other things I would like to do before I get into coaching, but coaching is definitely something I want to do.
Tell us how you prepare for a game. Obviously, as Coach said, you understand the game, you can play various positions. How do you prepare not knowing exactly what your role is going to be on a given night?
I watch a lot of film. I like to study the other team a lot. Like to know every of their guys, their weaknesses, their strong suits. I like to know it all. So whenever I'm on the floor, I can communicate it to my teammates and just be there for it and then know what's coming. So that's how I prepare. I also like journal a lot. So I write things down so I don't forget it, and that's pretty much how I prepare.
How does your the mentality change when you have a home game as compared to when you get out on the bus and go to a road game? Do things change for you a little bit?
Whenever I go over on an away game, I feel more like a super villain. I feel like I need to take over what they have and more. Whenever it's a home game, I would say I'm a little more relaxed. Yeah. But I shouldn't be. No, I'm saying that, but it's like a home game is a little more comfortable.
Yeah, I know Coach will agree with this. One of the great things about playing high school basketball or any form of basketball is going on the road in a visiting an arena with a big crowd rooting against you, and you win the game. That's got to be a good feeling. How many times have you had that pleasure of walking off an away game with the win and the crowd's not happy, but you're happy?
It hasn't happened much this season, but I'm looking forward to it happening very soon with some of the away games we have coming up. We have Central on Tuesday, so I'm really looking forward to that game. Also, the game tomorrow is a senior night, so I would like to ruin their senior night in a way.
Yeah. How much do you enjoy practice? Obviously, everybody wants to play the game. That's where the fun part is, and the lights come on. But how much you look forward to coming to practice every day and getting better?
I really like getting better. I really like whenever we have competitive practices, whenever beating each other up, making sure iron sharpens iron. That's something he always preaches to us. So I like practice a lot. I think it is what. Yeah.
One quick question before we got about 30 seconds left. What do you want to get better at the rest of the year? What part of your game do you want to get better at?
I would like to shoot the ball a little bit better and maybe lead my team a little better.
There you go. Coach, got a couple of young guys you brought. I know you're proud. Are you looking forward to leading them the rest of the way?
Absolutely. We're only gonna trend in the right way, and we're gonna finish this season on the right foot.
There you go. Coach, always love talking basketball with you. Best of luck the rest of the season, especially that big rivalry game coming up next week, and look forward to watching you guys play down the road into the tournament.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
There you go. Hey, next week we'll be back here with more Big Time Sports. Have a great week, everyone.